What's up, guys? Welcome back to Grab Your Torch with Caleb and Joel. Today we are joined by my friend Jordan Scott, and we're here to do a quick little fantasy draft of the Survivor 46 players. Well, the way
Oh yeah.
that we're gonna do it is that we're doing a snake draft, so we're just drafting one at a time, drafting all 18 players. So we'll each have six if you can do math, and we will calculate over the season kind of like the average placement of each person, and I'll figure out the math about that later. But whoever has the highest will win, and the two losers will contribute to get that person a buff. So that's kind of the way we're doing it.
hmm
Um, I hope y'all enjoy it. We're excited to get watch 46 in a week from tomorrow. So, what do y'all
Huge.
think about this cast?
I'm definitely excited for this cast. This cast is very different than 45. I feel like this one's a little more like, I guess, more diverse in like the field of just work, where 45, there's a lot of lawyers and like stuff like that. Well, this one, a lot of them are like more free flowing, like they feel like more themselves. And I think that's super interesting, and I think it'll result in a pretty good winner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like there's so much energy on the cast. I think every interview really, they're getting pumped up, they're hyped, and I think they're gonna be strong competitors who want to play the game more than just go out and coast by.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a good cast. I'm looking forward to watching it. I think it's, yeah, definitely different from 45. I always get nervous like before new season starts. I'm like, oh, this cast is going to suck. But once they actually start playing, like th that kind of blows all my expectations out of the water. So without further ado, we can get started. We already started the randomizer. So looks like Joel's going first in this one. It's Joel, Jordan, and I for the first round.
Oh
So we
yeah.
can talk about the person a little bit, who you're drafting and why you chose them, and we can just kind of go from there.
I am so excited to have this first pick because I know this guy is going to do well. He's my personal winner pick as of now. It's Hunter. This
Damn.
man,
Dang.
this man is essentially just Tommy Sheehan yet again. Um, I mean, most people like when you look at Survivor, like you can like kind of tell like who's going to be good on it. Just some people are just like naturally built for it. Hunter is naturally built for it. He's a little awkward, he's a little odd, which I like. He's a teacher, he's nice, he's super athletic. I'm pretty sure he does Survivor at his school. And so he already has like some sort of experience there. And I just think he's just so built for this game. And like looking at it here, it's just, I mean, he's so smart. He said he's never gotten anything other than A's. He's clever. He builds survivor challenges so he can do them. I mean, this guy is like kind of the perfect build you want in a survivor player. And I'd be shocked if he didn't get at least mid merge.
I think that's a great pick.
Yeah, that would have been my pick if I was number one. Dang.
Oh yeah, give me him. Give me him.
Grabbed him quick.
So I'm gonna go with for my first pick, I'm gonna go with someone I think could actually beat him out in the end. I'm going with Tiffany. I think she's
Wow,
super, super
that's a good
social.
one. That's a
I
really
think
good one.
there's been a lot of press around her already from the show.
hmm
And it seems like she's going to be somebody who's really, really well liked. And looking at the tribe that she's on, I see a lot of people that are easy vote offs with her. And also a lot of people I could see her aligning with and staying loyal to and taking her late in the game.
I really like that pick a
Yeah,
lot.
me too. Yeah, she seems
She,
very like out there and outgoing, and she feels like she can be a great social player. So
yeah, I have a lot of faith in her, especially with how much press she's getting. It's reminded me a lot of how Carolyn got a lot of press before
Mm.
44. She would have probably been my other pick if it wasn't for Hunter, honestly.
those are two solid ones. I'm going a little bit different, I think. I'm going for a guy who's a little bit more low key. And I decided to go with Tim as my first pick.
Ooh.
Because I think he just seems like a very chill guy, and I think he can fly under the radar and stay in the game for a long time. He doesn't seem very volatile and like would make any just like large splashy moves like too early. And I feel like he seems to be a bit more calculated with, the way he does things. He's very like well thought out just from first impressions. It's hard to go off of anything with these like 1 minute videos that we got, and like little brief descriptions about themselves that they give. But he seems to me like he could go really far, and that I think he could potentially win as well.
Good work. You get another pick.
Ooh,
Back
I
to
like
back.
this. Back to back. Um, all right. I am gonna go with Maria on my next one. She was
Okay.
also a big heavy hitter. She really stuck out to me in the videos because like she seemed, because she was talking about how she had all three of her kids like inside her house without any medication, and I think
That's
that's just like
crazy.
absolutely insane. Um, and it's also really impressive too. So, that's kind of why I picked her because she just seems really tough. But she's also like in that older woman role on the season, even though she's really not that old, like kind of like Julie. I feel like they've been getting a little bit more respect on recent seasons. So I feel like she has she could go really far and she could actually connect with some of the people on her tribe. I don't think she'll be disconnected and be an early boot. I think she has the potential to make some moves and go far. She seems like almost like a Cass kind of person to me. Um, I'm just hoping that she doesn't make a Cass move and get stuck being, a goat. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I got for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely the mother role of the season, just going off of demographics. And those usually go pretty far. We just saw Julie make it the final six. Or no, she made it the final five?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like pretty good odds. So
Yeah, and it's the points are like you get a you get more points for if they go further. So you want the top six
Yeah.
basically. So even if they're not all the winner, because they're not, if you have someone that's going to make it to the end and be a zero vote finalist on your team,
mhm.
that's better for you point wise. So
There you go.
Solid pick. Dang. Okay. When you said I'm going to pick him as your first pick, I got really worried. I liked him. He compared himself to Shamar from, I think it was
Ah,
Bowen. He said that a while ago. And I was like, he knows the game, but that could also mean he wants to get out right away. I'm going with my boy Q. I think in
dang.
his interview, he talked about grown up Mississippi of like 16 or 17 siblings, which is absolutely insane. Um, he's super physically strong from what we can tell from him. He seems like somebody who, although he is really strong, he's very empathetic and kind. And I can see him really being one of those people who may not make it all the way to the end, but is a safe, solid selection to make it to the merge. And it wouldn't shock me if he kind of goes on like a Jeremy Collins-esque run where he keeps
Mhm.
the strong people around him, builds his meat shields, mates the connections. He goes really, really far in the game.
yeah,
I
I saw
agree.
it. Going back to Tim real quick, when he made the comment about Shamar, it was like after he talked about having two eye injuries. So I think that was more of like a really funny kind of pull from an early season because
He knows the
Shamar got
game.
medevac because of his eye. So I thought that
Yeah.
was hilarious. But yeah, I
That
like Q.
I love Q. We've already seen that just because you're big and like bulky doesn't mean you're like necessarily going to be targeted. We saw Jonathan do it in 42, and he was a main component of making that Mega Alliance. And if you can do that, I think he really has more, in my opinion, more like challenge ability than just brute strength.
Yeah.
So that's a really good pick. And now with my pick, I cannot believe you guys have passed on her this entire time. I truly think that either her or Hunter is going to win this game. I'm going with Kenzie.
Oh,
I know, but Kenzie, I do have a lot of faith in Kenzie. She's also gotten a lot of press, like a lot more than like I think any of us would like care to like really notice because other than Tiffany, Tiffany definitely has like I would say the most. It would be Kenzie after that. Like I feel like I've seen Kenzie the most. And I think she's just like I don't know. There's just something about her where like she's a hair salon, which like owner, which we just saw Jam Jam. She talks about being social. She's social in her day-to-day life. And I do have like a lot of faith in that. And plus, like she's gonna be crazy. I don't think like I think she's gonna be trying to be like Marianne, where she's gonna do this thing where she plays up her character and people forget about her and just think, oh, she's crazy. And then she's gonna slide to the end. We see it at almost every season. Someone can do that. And I have a lot of faith that it's gonna be Kenzie. Will she win? But she definitely has the chops to make it far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can concur with that as well. She was one of my top picks. She just seemed also very outgoing and also could be a huge social threat. Like she owns her own hair salon. Like that whole business is talking to people. So I think she'll be really well acquainted. The reason I didn't go for her quickly because I felt like she might even be like in the Caleb spot from last season where she just would
Mm.
be too social and that would kind of put her in a dangerous spot more early on. But she was up there for me. I would have snagged her in a couple if you didn't get her. So
Dang. Yeah, she was going to be my pick, so now I'm scrambling right now.
Oh
Um,
no.
but I could also see that being a double-edged sword. She seems so
Mhm.
sociable. It might put a huge threat on her right away. She kind of seems like one of those people who's going to get along with everyone, and everyone's going to know it. So for my Nets pick, though, I'm going to go with Maria. We
Whoa,
talked about
whoa,
earlier.
whoa. I get another pick.
Oh shoot!
oh
Ooh, I may have played my card too soon.
Speaking of which, I'm just kidding. No, no, I was not gonna pick her, so don't worry. I'm off. I'm in between two people right now,
Ooh,
but I'm gonna go with one where I think he he's gonna be way more consistent. That being Ben. I think Ben is gonna be the Cody of this season. He said he wants to be Cody. He's kind of in this archetype where I think Cody, like the Cody style, just plays better in this era. Where like, yeah, he's this upbeat, hyper guy, but like he has compatibility. He's sociable in a way that's not overbearing. This whole cast, like we talked about all these people, like their social game, we're concerned about them being overbearing. I think Ben's gonna be like just this perfect level, and like he's not gonna go out pre-merge. They need a strength. And I think he's going to just work really well to begin with. I do think a swap might be rough because I think he might be someone who is loyal to the person he is first with. But I do think he has the social ability and the challenge strength to at least make it to merge, and then have the social or the strategic ability to make it deep.
good take.
yeah, that's a bold pick.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I think at this point you kind of have to start making those bold picks because you never know what side of the coin you're going to get. You can
Yeah,
be too
we're
energetic and off-putting right away, or you could go far because of that.
Exactly.
we're about to be halfway there, so we're
Yeah.
start kind of get creeping into some of the ones we don't necessarily want on our team, but that makes it more interesting. So what do you kind of spoiled it a little bit already,
Yeah.
Jordan, but what do you got?
Played my idol too soon. I'm gonna go with Maria. We've talked a lot about the mom role on the show. She mentioned her occupation as a parent coach. I don't
I
know
have
what that
Maria.
is. I thought,
I
oh shoot. Do you? I thought you took Mariah.
I took Maria.
I could have sworn somebody took Okay. My bad. I'll go with Mariah then.
All the switch up.
Yeah, yeah. Surprise. Big brain move. Now, from what I know about Mariah, um, she kind of gives me like that Carson vibe, but like in female form. I think it was one of her things she was talking about how she 3D prints the puzzles just like him. And everything I've read about her, she seems really, really intelligent and seems like somebody who's going to
Mhm.
understand when to make a move. And I think that's going to bide really well for her in the game.
No, yeah, I agree. I actually really like her as a player. There's already like a little footage of her like socializing with her tribe
Mhm.
already, which I think is a good sign. And I think she like obviously she kind of resembles, I guess to me, like she kind of resembles Franny, but
Mhm.
like I think she could have the comp ability as well. She said I think she's also like in politics, I believe. And we seen through like Jesse that being able to sway votes literally is a great thing to be able to do. So I think that's actually a really good pick.
Yeah,
Worked
solid.
out for me.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's already confusing with both of them, and I don't even know. I think they might be on the same tribe if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken though, but still, two very confusing names, and
Yeah,
it's hard to. No worries there.
my bad.
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna go with Randon. I think Randon is a super chill dude, and he seems like he's just got, smart head on his shoulders. Um, he has kids. Like, I just feel like any dad just has like that dad strength advantage, over the younger guys, and they just have more life experience. And so I think that will help him a lot. I know with like Bruce from last season, he seemed a little bit more disconnected from his tribe, but Brandon seems like he can like fit in with everyone. Um, and I think he can make a big splash in the game. I'm just looking for people who I think can go far, and just like based on just my short little 1 minute impressions from these people, like that's basically all I'm going off of. Um, I know it's not as in depth as looking at like all their occupation and stuff, because that to me doesn't really matter that much. But I guess just from their impression, how they presented themselves, yeah, I liked Randon. And then next, this is no, yeah, I'm gonna do this one as well. I'm gonna go with Jess for my next one. I know she seemed like a really good pick as well. But yeah,
Dang. Brutal.
I like Jess a lot because she just very analytically minded. I think she can strategically just take over the game. Just based off of her 1 minute conversation with the camera that we got. That's all I'm going off of to be completely, I don't know.
That's that's fine. I was really hoping to get Jess personally.
Yeah, I just liked her a lot. That's I don't have a really solid reason for any of these picks, but she just seemed very on top of things, and she
Mhm.
has the ability to go far, yada yada. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my ace in the hole. That was the one I said before filming.
Yeah,
I had a really, really good feeling about her, but didn't take my opportunity. We'll see if I regret that later.
We'll see.
Yeah.
yeah. But you're up, Jordan.
Yeah.
This is
So, okay. We had financial analyst Emily Flippin. Give me data analyst Venus Vappa.
dang
I
it.
think,
It's
I
over.
think Joel's in pain right now.
Oh no.
I I think we've seen, especially in the new era, looks can be deceiving.
That
It's
hurt.
not something that many people are judging people for. And being the prettier person on a season can take you far. And there's studies showing psychology that more attractive people tend to get along better with people. I think she could rub some people the wrong way. I think she described herself as being very sassy, but I also think she seems like a really, really intelligent person with her data analysis experience. And I can maybe see her just mid merge and potentially earlier, but it's a shot I'm willing to take.
I I wanted Venus so bad. I think she might be like one of my favorite players coming out of this season. She is just unapologetically herself. And people kind of described her as like the next coming of Courtney Yates. And I think if she can get past that like initial like couple tribals, I think she would be really good. Obviously we're in the part of the draft where like everyone here is kind of risky, but
Yeah,
I have a lot of faith in Venus personally, and I think that's a great pick. Dang.
I liked her a lot. I was just worried that she could get sniped pretty early on because she seemed
Mm.
more like abrasive and more, yeah, more similar to Emily like last season, like not afraid to kind of share her opinions on things. And so that could get her into trouble. I guess if we were looking at Emily, she would have been the first boot if it wasn't for the quit. So that's kind of why I hesitated to grab her, but I think she also has a high ceiling as well. So yeah, I think that's a great pick.
Dang. That like, it's over. Um, no, it's not over. I did have a backup plan, and that backup plan is Liz. I think Liz is going to be very, very underrated this season because she's on like a very unique tribe setup where I think she's with Soda and Venus, and I think there's a world where those three come together. But I also think that out of those three, she's probably the least likely to be taken out by the women's side. And I think probably what's his name, Tevin, is the most likely on the boys' side. So I think like just in general, she's set up good on her first tribe, and I think she's like a marketing strategist, which we were just talked about. Like being a strategist and like marketing in general is just amazing. Shout out Emily. But I have a lot of faith in her. She seems bold, not like she's like okay with taking risks, but like being strategic about it. And I think she'll like do some like decent damage. Can't imagine her like I can totally see a world where she does dominate the game, just like if she gets the right setup. But also I think she could be like the next coming of like Aubrey and do it in a different way. And I do have some faith in her.
Good stuff.
Preach. Okay, next pick. Okay. I want to do this pick, and I think it's a good one. Give me Soda.
Ooh,
Good
I
one.
know. I know. It's kind of risky, but I am like kind of banking on that first tribe and I do think it will be the tribe with the winner. Um, because they have Hunter and I think they have Tim. Two probably I think it's Tim and two of the strongest males on the cast, just off the rip. And the women, they're not even like it's not like they're not strong. I think they're all pretty strong. And I can see a world where like they just go to like one tribal. And I see a world where like it just never happens and they can go into like a swap or something and be fine. And I think Soda's probably like a pretty like underrated pick in general. Like no one's just like looking at her and being like, like she's sweet, she's harmless, which, at this point I'm like, it's not great to be like not have that killer instinct, but I also think it could be like to her benefit that she is so loyal. And I think with this tribe, I think that could be a good thing where we see that the more loyal you are, the farther you go in the game because you need a duo, and she's the perfect person to pick up. So I'm kind of banking on something along the lines of like she's getting picked up and being a solid number and going forward.
yeah.
Good pick.
The reason that I hesitated to grab her, she was in like I kind of split it like kind of each half of the cast of like top half people I want to grab, bottom half people I don't really want to, but they're more risky. Um, she was more up in she was in my top half, but I hesitated to grab her because there's one thing she said like on either like her write up or something I saw. I think she said she was deathly afraid of butterflies, and I don't know, that just rubbed me the wrong way because I feel like
Hey, Sri was afraid of leaves.
yeah,
I'm not scared. I'm
Austin is
not
scared of
scared.
birds.
that's true. That's true.
Butterflies are
But
scary. Who can blame her?
I mean, if there's a lot more insects that are not as fun out there, I just don't know how she'll be able to handle the elements. But that's also a very trivial like opinion or fact, I think. So I don't think
There's
it'll
not even
affect it
butterflies
very
out
much.
there.
But that was the only reason I hesitated.
She'll be fine. Well,
Yeah.
Jordan, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Jelinski. Honestly,
Ooh.
could be first move, but you go by your last name on Survivor, you got to have something going for you. I'm looking at
That's fair.
Wentworth, and I'm thinking like Varner before the incident. You got to be a little bit likable to be able to get away with that in your normal life. He said he's going to take chances, and I mean, we're all about the big moves in the new era. And that's an easy way to get your torch snuffed quickly. But if that can take him just slightly further and maybe make him make bigger decisions that could keep him like keep him around, I'm willing to take that gamble, especially this late in the draft.
All
I
right.
I agree. I
Like it.
think he's a pretty solid pick, personally. He's the youngest on the cast, right?
Yeah, I think he's like 22.
Yeah. He
I think
he's a he's gonna be a risk taker for sure. Like I think he's gonna make a lot of quote unquote big moves, like the coin term that keeps getting thrown around. But I think in addition to that, I think he also has the capacity to go far. Like I don't know, he could I'm trying to think of players who might be similar to him. Maybe even a Cody, like
Maybe.
just fun to be around,
Good
good to,
upside.
yeah, good
Or it could be
upside
like
for
Vince
sure.
the coconut vendor. We'll find out.
Oh,
You never
It's
know.
possible.
Yeah, or even like Vince the coconut vendor. That guy is crazy.
Yeah.
But
say
yeah,
less.
I like that pick. I feel like he has a lot of risk to him. So that's why I didn't go straight for him. All right, I'm getting my last two people here, which I'm very happy about this spot. We have some solid people out here. But ultimately, I'm gonna go with one more safer pick and then one like pretty risky that could go either way. So my safer one is Jen. I think she seems just very chill. She could make it pretty far. I didn't do a lot of information about her. I didn't see a whole lot. But she seemed like she could I don't know. She could go far. I don't know. She seemed very chill. And then my more risky pick is Charlie. I think
Hmm.
I am very scared about this one, but with the three people we have left, I think he has the most upside. Just because he just he's very analytical, goofy. Like he could go really far. He's one of the younger people on the cast. Um, I was watching his video and like all the comments were like, "Bro, I want this guy out first. Like he's so annoying." But all despite that, I think he has the chance to do really well. And although he could probably be an early boot just because he might be a little annoying to people, I also think he has the ability to make some smart strategic moves to get in a better place and set himself up for the end game. But I think he has to make it to the merge for that to happen, for all those things to kind of get into place. But yeah, that's my risky pick.
Dang. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to do that. But I think, I don't know, when I first saw him and didn't listen to him really, I was like, oh, this guy's like a Spencer prototype. But we'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't rub people the wrong way.
Okay, Jordan. Whoever you don't get, I get.
Okay. I'll make the decision for you. I'll take, is it Tevin? Um,
Tevin.
Tevin. He's got a lot of like preseason for us. I don't think it's actually biting well for him. I think he's going to be one of those people who comes in hot, gets a lot of time the first few episodes, and then quickly leaves the game. Kind of think back to like JD a few seasons ago.
Or
Mm.
But
Sifu.
yeah, or Sifu. A lot of energy, very entertaining. But when you're living on an island, you don't want to be around that too long. I think he's going to be abrasive. I think he's going to say some out of pocket things. And I'm honestly here for it. I think it'll be very entertaining, but I don't see it working for him in the game.
I actually like him a lot. I think he's funny. But yeah, he's on a pretty poor tribe configuration for
Yeah.
him, especially with the two other guys being like obviously bigger and more athletic than him, which isn't his fault, but like it does play a factor, especially in the new era. And plus those three girls I do think will at some point come together off the bat. It just seems
Yeah.
natural. So he's already like configurably the odd man out. So it is like a rough spot. But I do think he'll do some damage if he can get it, get his footing. And maybe his social game will carry him a little bit. You never know. All right. I'm at the last pick. And
Wonder who could it be?
I actually done research on him, but like I don't want to mess up his name because I don't think I can say it properly. Is it like Bahanu? Like, how do I say it? Do you
I
know?
th I think the H might be silent. I think it's just like Banu.
Banu?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
want to
fair
say.
enough. Okay, I'm so sorry if I messed up your name because I'm actually kind of stoked that you felt to me. I actually can't believe it. I think
Yeah,
he's a great pick. Um he's super high energy. Obviously, like a lot of people are comparing him to Nasir, which like Nasir did like pretty good, but like also Nasir was also on one of the most dominant new era tribes ever. He was super high energy, and I believe he is as well. He's a swimmer. well, he likes swimming, yoga, but also IT analyst. Like he's smart. He grew up, I think he grew up poor in the streets of India and then moved to America, which we've like seen a lot of like at least with Jam Jam, like Jam Jam was like, yeah, I'm used to the heat, I'm used to the humidity, like that played a factor in it. And I think he's experienced a lot of hardship, and I think that will. I don't think you'll like win. I I don't think that archetype is just built for a win in Survivor. Like I think Jam Jam isn't the over like he's super overly happy that guy, but like he was insanely strategic, more so than he's given credit for. And I don't think he's gonna be that. But I do think he's gonna have a deep run in him. I think he'll probably be either late swap or like early merge. And that's okay by me, especially for the last pick.
Yeah, I like it. And that does it. There's all 18 castaways on the season. I think I don't know. I'm excited to see what shakes up. We're gonna have a 2-hour premiere and second episode. So we'll really get to know these people pretty quickly, and I'm excited for that. So without further ado, we'll leave y'all for tonight. Thank you for coming on, Jordan. Despite having to go to small group in a little bit. But we also will be back to recap episode 1, the premiere, next week. And then I'm excited to talk through that and see what goes on with that. So we'll be back eventually. All right. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like on the video and please subscribe to the channel because that really helps other Survivor fans find it. And thank y'all for watching our Survivor ranking series. It's been doing really well as far as our channel is concerned. And so if y'all haven't seen that, you should go check it out. Me and Joel just kind of go through our season rankings, all 45 seasons. And then eventually we'll see how 46 shakes up. But we're excited for that. And then comment down below if you have any hot takes about these castaways. It's hard to have a hot take when we don't really know much about them. So if
Nothing really.
just comment what you think is going to happen, comment your winner pick. So without further ado, we'll let you go. See you guys next time.
Peace.
See ya.